Andrew Selbo, Leadership Interview Presentation, COMS 430. So when I thought about who I was going to interview for this assignment, I had to think about what a leader meant to me and what qualities do a leader have to be able to look up to that person. So when I thought about this, it was kind of a clear choice. I chose to interview my manager at the restaurant that I work for, James. James Akbina and I have been working together for a little over 2 years now, and he's always shown strong leadership skills in the workplace and outside of the workplace as well. James explains that for him, leadership didn't come overnight. It's not something he was born with. It's something that he didn't really break out of his shell to say until end of high school, college time. Before that, he was very to himself and never thought that he would be in this kind of a role of leading people and having people look up to him. So what I wanted to know from James mostly, first of all, I wanted to know the steps that he takes to always be growing as a leader and always trying to be bettering himself. Second, I wanted to learn different styles that he uses, because he deals with kids that are in high school, but he also deals with adults that are older than him. So how does he lead both ends of the spectrum? Third, I wanted to know what kind of power does he use to be a good leader? Where does he exert power, and when does he try to hold back, or when does he have to actually use his power to be a good leader? So first, the steps he has taken to always be growing as a leader. He said for him, communication is really one of the most important things that he looks at. He's always trying to be talking with people, and he wants to welcome the criticism. What I've always noticed about him is that he comes to people and he asks them, hey, what do you think about this? What if we changed this? How do you think that would go? And I think that's huge. It's not him making decisions for himself that he thinks will go well. He wants to know what his employees think. He wants to know what opinions they have, what criticism they have, and he welcomes it. He loves it. And also the willingness to change for him. It's like if he gets criticism that this isn't going well, okay, he's willing to, all right, let's try a different approach. Let's trial and error. Let's see what happens, and he learns from it. He learns from failures. He learns to be successful from those failures. I think for him, he feels a little bit of pressure from higher up because he's not the CEO of the company, so he's not necessarily the top leader. There's somebody looking down on him saying, all right, you need to be a good leader. You need to do this and this and this. And I think he feels a little pressure like that in that sense. But he also explains that he has kind of the freedom to lead the way he chooses to, which he likes. Obviously, he has to hit a certain amount of sales. He has to hit all these quotas, but he has that freedom to lead and to change. And I really like that about him as a leader. Second, I wanted to know how he uses different styles to lead different people in our restaurant. And this kind of comes into his situational approach to leadership where, we have, for me, he explained, okay, I'm a smart guy. I have a lot of skills that it takes to be successful as a server and as a bartender. I have those skills, but he admits that sometimes I lack the motivation to, get to work and to do well. So he explains that with this willingness and ability, it's a hard line because he has to be able to motivate people to work hard, but if they don't have those skills, then he has to be, constantly testing them on things and constantly helping them grow. Whereas other people like me, I don't really need to grow more. I just need to maybe have that extra push and the motivation. And it's kind of where in the restaurant industry he uses reward power in that sense. And this is my third thing I wanted to learn from him is how does he use power to motivate people and to get them to work harder. And the first thing is that he uses referent power because he sets an example. He's a great role model for everybody in the workplace. He works hard. He's always on the floor. He's always talking with customers, and people see that. People respect that. And he also uses reward power. He uses reward power because it's hard sometimes to motivate people that are only there 15 to 20 hours a week. They don't always want to be there. So he provides incentives for people to be successful and to work hard and to push. So I think for me, what I learned most from James is that he has a strong willingness to change, and I think that's really important as a leader. He's welcomes criticism and he likes that. And also he quickly develops strong relationships. He builds one-on-one relationships with everyone, and in that sense he can use his situational approach to each individual in order to grow as a team and as a restaurant. And I think that those are the main things that I have learned from this interview.